Hi everybody, how are you today? Sorry I'm running a bit late. Just thought I'd get on tonight and see how you're all going. So just a heads up, Mercury's going retrograde for the next month, starting today. So expect technological issues, computers, cars. Don't sign any agreements, don't make any major life decisions, I think, till about the 20th of March. So just be aware that like anything that you do sign in this period of time is quite likely to backfire or to have things in it that you may not have been aware of. So I thought I would get on tonight because I had I wanted to share something really human with you tonight. The other night you witnessed my fire, my protective energy rising. That was real, that came from my heart, and that's for the children, because this is what we are, we've got to stop all of this stuff, and we need to find that fire within us to, so that this can't happen again, so we can all stand up and face all of this stuff, bring it to the surface, and not allow it to happen in any way, shape or form again. So, but life offered me another teaching today, a quieter one, and it wasn't about strength, but it was about honesty. And the other night I was calling out, false lights and false prophets and the false gurus and all of that sort of stuff, and them being exposed. And today I had this human moment, and a friend asked me a question, and without thinking, I answered, and it was actually an outright lie. And I felt really terrible. It was an old reflex, a protective response, and something that many of us do without ever realizing. And almost immediately I felt it in my body. Like I could just sort of feel like it was an outright lie. And so, you sort of have that inner knowing that something was right. So I went back and I apologized and I told the truth. And what surprised me, it wasn't shame, it was actually relief and expansion, and freedom. Actually, look, I'm sorry, yes, I did lie outright, and it has been a protective pattern in the past, and I apologize for that. So what I realized with that today too, that light isn't about perfection, and it made me realize it's something really, really deeply important. And if I'm here to be a light for humanity, then I also have to be willing to see the parts of myself that are still evolving. So being the light doesn't mean perfect. It means returning to truth when we notice that we've stepped away from it. And maybe awakening isn't about becoming more spiritual, it's about becoming more honest. So it was a really big moment, because that has been hi Lucy, that has been a pattern of the past, and all of this awakening that we're doing, ultimately it's coming back to the truth of ourselves. So we have to just, look at those parts of ourselves. Hi Jessie, we have to look at those parts of ourselves, maybe where we're not in integrity, or maybe, there's a part of us that's needing to protect ourselves. But this is about self-honesty. So at the moment, I feel like humanity's going through a huge unmasking, individually and collectively. We're tired of pretending, we're tired of roles, we're tired of perfection, and people don't need flawless leaders, they need humans. So permission to be human is healing. And, we've put all of these people up on pedestals, and then they've all turned out to be false lights and all of that sort of stuff. So this whole process, this whole journey is about actually finding that light within ourselves, and being able to be that light, but also being able to show all of the parts of ourselves, and to be vulnerable and to be honest, because that's what integrity is. So sometimes, we've learned to hide parts of ourselves to feel safe, or to feel love, or to feel accepted. Sometimes it was a survival thing when we're growing up, so these parts of us aren't wrong, they were survival. But awareness also gives us a new choice. So when we shine light into the shadows, they lose their power over us. So the shadow isn't something that we destroy inside of us, it's something that we bring into our awareness, so it no longer needs to hide. So this is a part of this process of evolution as well too. It's like, what does it make, where is it maybe in your life, because it's shown me different areas, in life where I haven't been of integrity, or where I haven't honoured, agreements or things like that. So this is about me recalibrating again to another level. Where am I not being honest with myself? Because ultimately That's what it comes down to. So today I realised that integrity isn't never falling out of alignment. Integrity is how quickly we come back home to ourselves. So interestingly, my body reflected this as well too. So I injured my rib in the weekend, right here where we protect the heart, and it forced me to slow down. I went to yoga yesterday too soon, and I just had to lay on the mat and I had to surrender. So it was almost like life was saying, softening a strength too. And sometimes the armor has to loosen so that truth can breathe. So I even thank my friend for calling me out, because mirrors are gifts, and I appreciate her honesty as a friend to be able to do that and to be able to call me on what it was she was calling me on. So I actually really appreciate that from her. And I appreciate when other people do that as well too, because we tend to go through life and we don't necessarily call people out, but we have this thing maybe going on in the back, oh, she blah 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 or blah blah blah, but we don't necessarily actually communicate it with that person. So I just really honour her for that. And the mirrors are the gifts, because the people who see ourselves clearly are they're participating in our evolution. So to that friend, I thank you and I honour you. You know who you are. So, and that felt like expansion, and it felt like coming home. And it's almost like, it's almost like those little things that maybe as a child that had that dirty little secret, or that thing that maybe that you did that you don't want anyone to know about. So at some level that's always going to be festering away in the background, and oh my God, what if people find out, and all of that sort of stuff. But when we can actually shine light on those parts of ourselves and realize that, that was maybe a protective thing at the time, and it's a habit, because everything that we do is a habit. And when we can look at these things, we can actually change them. So tonight, I want to offer you this permission. You don't have to be perfect to be evolving. You don't have to hide your humanity to be spiritual, and you don't have to pretend to be healed to be worthy. True light includes our humanity. It includes us owning those parts of ourselves, and being vulnerable enough to share those parts of ourselves, because every single one of us, I don't know that there's many people on the planet that don't lie, whether it's a white lie, well, a lie is a lie. So this is about, self-honesty and integrity, and maybe our greatest service is allowing others to see how we realign when we forget, and how fast we can actually get back to ourselves and say, okay, yeah, I fucked up there, but I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I'm aware of it now, so I can actually do something about it. In the past, I would have beat myself up and felt guilty and all that, but I'm not available to do that to myself anymore. I don't do that. I don't allow that behavior of myself to myself anymore. So this was actually a really great gift, and I'm really, really thankful to this friend. So we're all unmasking together. We're not to reveal our flaws, but to reveal our wholeness. And everything that we peel back is just another layer. And if sharing this just frees even one person from hiding, then telling the truth was worth it. So thank you for walking this journey with me. And I just felt like sharing this because, I know that it's a thing that people struggle with. And in the, in the spiritual community, we tend to be very judgmental. We tend to be very, and as humans, we tend to naturally be really judgmental. It's like, oh, this person, that person might do 99 amazing things, and they'll say or do one thing wrong, and that's what people focus on. So this is about, I'm just owning all parts of me. I've got nothing to hide. And if it helps, and again, it's about that honesty with the self. So it's about coming back into that place of integrity with the self and going, oh, okay, yeah, that is something I'm not available for anymore. That's something I'm not available. That's a part of me that needs to evolve, because I'm not available for this for myself anymore or for other people. So it's just been a really awesome day of reflection, and my rib has also been an opportunity. It's I love the way the universe works, how something will be presented to you, and then you'll discover the meaning of it, because protecting yourself, right in the rib, right under here. Yeah, it is. It is a difference between performing peace and actually living it, and that's what we're all learning to do. And again, like none of us is perfect, and people may have a perception of us or a feeling of us because this friend today had sort of made a lot of assumptions about me. It's like, well, actually, no, that's not true. That's a belief system that you have, but that's not what is true for me. But I can own my part in it. I can own um, my dishonesty, because it's like that. It's that part of myself. And again, my rib showed me this. There was a part of me that was protecting myself or not wanting to be vulnerable. So, and amazingly enough, like my rib has just about completely healed today. Yesterday it was a really still painful, but today it's pretty much done. So I'm just so blessed to be on this journey and to be sharing it with everybody. And I believe that this is about us becoming just who we are. Like we don't need to hide anything. We all do. We're all human. We all do things. We've all done things. We've all said things. Maybe that we regret, or so maybe this is just an opportunity for real self honesty. Where are you? Where are we all? In different ways, not being honest entirely with ourselves. Where are we not in integrity with ourselves or with other people? Because the more we can be aware of this and shine the light on it, the better it's actually going to be, and it sets us free. So you don't have that thing around your neck, that dirty little secret someday one day someone's going to find out, or because it's like what you give light to has no power over you anymore. So, and if you can use it as a really positive experience. So I'm just feeling really, really blessed, and I just thought, just to get on tonight, just do a short live, and just to, we're all doing the best we can with what we have, and, and we're given opportunities in every moment to do better. So just feeling really, really blessed, and just want to share that with everyone. I thought, well, I can't be calling out the false lights if I'm, like here was me the other day doing the real calling out false lights, and here's me today. Like it was an outright lie. So there you go. So just letting you all know that it's okay to be human, and it sets you free, just allowing those parts of ourselves and shining the light into them, it just to set us all free. And that's what we're here to do and be. So sending you all so, so, so much love. It's just a short one tonight, and I will talk to you again really, really soon. So have a beautiful night, and yeah, thanks for being here.